Now I want to tell you a story to illustrate that even if this is the first time that you're hearing about Karuppaswamy, you can immediately establish a connection with him. I'll tell you my own story about that. It was back in December when I went on a special trip with Dr. Pillai and a few other people. We went to an ashram in north of Goa, and there was a form of Karuppaswamy there. His name was Bhutaraja, but that's not relevant. The relevant thing is that it was a form of Karuppaswamy, and I had known nothing about this god. But after leaving that temple where we did a ritual, I became totally obsessed with Karuppaswamy. I'd never heard about him in my entire life. And Dr. Pillai gave us the mantra, a small group of us, the mantra for Karuppaswamy, and I began repeating that non-stop, night and day, night and day, night and day. And then he would often say, this girl's totally obsessed with Karuppaswamy, that's all that she can think about. And I had a very powerful experience where one night he appeared to me in a dream. This was about 2 weeks later. And in that dream, he showed me that I needed to go and drink the blood of people. And it was a very graphic dream. I was literally biting off the necks of people and drinking the blood. And when I woke up the next morning, I was in the Indian ashram. I called Babaji and I said, I had a very strange dream with Karuppaswamy. And he was actually telling me to go and drink the blood of people and to break off their necks and their arms and to drink the blood. And do you think it was actually a demon, or what do you think that was? And he said, no, that was very authentic. Well, what happened is that before that dream, I had been falling sick, very sick. In fact, sick in a way I've never been in my life. I had, beyond no energy, I felt like my heart was going to give out and that I was really going to collapse. So somehow, a few days later, I was able to get back to Singapore for a meeting along with Dr. Pillai. And the next day after the meeting, I totally collapsed. I was taken to the emergency room, and there the doctor informed me that I was in a state of near heart failure and that I needed immediate blood transfusion. So they admitted me to the hospital. And for 3 days, it took that much time to give me all the blood. When I was in my hospital bed and finally hooked up to the machine, Dr. Pillai came to visit me and he said, see, you're drinking the blood of people, and that is saving your life. Karuppaswamy told you that's what you needed, and it's all a matter of trusting him. So even though when the God comes to you, when he speaks to you, it may not be totally clear, but I know in my heart that Karuppaswamy saved my life, and he got me back to Singapore, which is very important because I wouldn't want to receive blood transfusion in India. I was in a totally safe place, and what happened during that transfusion is that I could actually literally feel the energy of Karuppaswamy entering my body through this blood. And it had been predicted in Nadi scriptures that I was going to have blood-related problems throughout my life. So what Dr. Pillai explained to me was that Karuppaswamy knew that he needed to drain out a tremendous amount of blood. I had lost a tremendous amount of blood. And with this transfusion, he was giving me a new blood and a new life and his energy. So to me, Karuppaswamy is as real and close to me as my own blood. I feel it. There's never a time when I'm not feeling Karuppaswamy. So it's a very powerful experience, and as I was mentioning, I didn't know anything about Karuppaswamy, but I was destined to have a very powerful experience with him. So I'm not saying that you need to end up in the hospital and have an experience like that in order to become connected with an archetype. But for me, he needed to totally redo my health and my body, and that was a great blessing. So just like that, today may be the first time that you're hearing about Karuppaswamy. But I promise you, many people around the globe have already been working with his mantra, and they've been calling upon him to get things done. And when people hear about Karuppaswamy, they become so fascinated with him. He's a very fascinating God and very unusual. So call upon him to bring justice into your life. That's what he loves to do. He likes to destroy all evil, all negative energy, anyone trying to put evil eye on you. Or if you just want to manifest something fast, and if you don't want to wait around, Karuppaswamy likes to be told, Karuppaswamy, I need it now. Please do this for me now. And in fact, when you pray to him, Dr. Pillai has also explained that he doesn't like long prayers. It doesn't have to be like that. You just tell him, Karuppaswamy, I need it now. You chant his mantra, and he will do it. So I'm going to lead you through a meditation that you can use now to call upon Karuppaswamy. And I encourage you to visualize his form and really feel that he's very present. This dark God riding on a white horse with a drawn-out sword. He's very fierce, has a vast mustache, ornaments all throughout the body. He will come to you, even if you don't see him, I promise you, he will perform for you. He's performed for so many people who have never heard of him before, and it's a great blessing, really, to be able to convey this to you today, because I know that you're going to see the changes in your life. And it's a gift to be able to convey this great teaching from Dr. Pillai.